What's up, everyone? So this is the tragic mismanagement of Andrew Luck. Okay. Now I get it, a bunch of YouTubers, a bunch of decently famous YouTubers have made videos. The tragic mismanagement of Andrew Luck. And well, okay. That's okay. I'm not the first person to get there. I'm never really the first person to get to a topic. Now, I'm usually the first person at my house to make a huge video about it. But I'm never usually the first person. I'm never really the first person to get to a topic. Well, that's fine most of the time. It's just like, okay, whatever. It's whatever. I'm not usually the first person to get to a topic, and I know it. Everyone knows it. So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So, without further ado, this is the tragic mismanagement of Andrew Luck's career. Let's go. So he had a great Stanford career. He had one of the best college careers we've ever seen, from one of the worst teams to one of the better teams. Stanford was one of the worst teams in NCAA. And then Andrew Luck just came and was like, hey, can I make this relevant college for football again? And they're just like, sure, you can become great. And well, he did just that. And so it was like a no-brainer that he had a great mind, great football IQ. Now, he threw a lot of interceptions in the NFL, but we'll get to that later. So he's picked up the number 1 overall pick in the 2012 NFL Draft. Now, that is going to be important for a while. What the sad part is, like, okay, that's great that you got picked number 1 overall. Well, it really isn't. Okay, so that means that you're with the worst franchise. Okay, that means that you had a great college career, but is it really that great? Probably not. That means you're already going to a beaten down organization that's obviously dealt with some stuff. So they obviously aren't, the best one. So what did Andrew Luck do for that franchise? What did the NFL do to do that? And now, this is going to be important for you later. Note this. Andrew Luck never really had, guys, don't get mad at me, but Andrew Luck never really had the best of O-lines. Now, they got some moves for him during his career, but they never really had the best of O-lines. They always had a bottom 20 O-line. They were never top 10, really. They were never really top 10, and even top 12 to that matter. So, the fact is, Andrew Luck, okay, he's the number 1 overall pick, and then he goes into his first season, has a great first season, and then they make the playoffs, which is, how does a team that was 2-14 the year before that make the playoffs? Well, the question is solved. He's just a great quarterback, and he makes the Pro Bowl. Okay, he makes the Pro Bowl, and then the next season, of course, he makes the Pro Bowl again. He's like the Pro Bowl of all quarterbacks. And then after that, who is the best person? Who is the best QB in Colts history? Now, everyone's going to say Peyton Manning, and well, you're not going to be wrong. You're going to be 100% right. Who's the best one they played? Peyton Manning, probably still. But who's up there? Andrew Luck when he was healthy and he played. Now, what is more concerning about the tragic mismanagement of Andrew Luck's career is if you looked up to the coaching and stuff, like the coaching, head coach, and all that stuff, owner, well, they were hiding us from his injuries. Now, he had he was not okay. Yeah, he had a bunch of bruises. Andrew Luck had a bunch of bruises after some games. And what was scary is that they were just kept hiding the injuries from us, which is, why are you hiding the injuries? Just tell us the injuries, and then it'll be all fine. We'll try to find out what's happening with your franchise QB, and it'll all be good. Now, will it all be good for good? Like, will that stop all of this stuff for good? Probably not. But will it do okay? Like, will it hold it off for a while? Definitely. So if you tell us and give him the right, management of his career, he definitely would have had a better career. Now, he had a great career for the time that he played in, but did he not have as good as a career as we all hoped he did? Now, the fact is, he probably didn't have as good as a career as we all hoped he did. But he didn't do anything wrong. Okay? He didn't do anything wrong, for sure. He never did anything wrong. He never did anything to say that he did anything wrong. Andrew Luck had one of the best careers. And I am tired of people just saying, he's not good, just because. I think everyone agrees that he's one of the best QBs in Colts history for the time that he played. But the problem was, he got sacked over 40 times his rookie year. So then they were like, okay, we got to protect our franchise QB. And then they go out and sign some role players. Like, they're okay. They obviously made it to the NFL. They're good enough to play for a couple of seasons. They're good enough to play for a couple of seasons. Now they're good enough to play for a while in the NFL. But it's not like they had these super, super, super long, nice, whatever. Like, they were starters. But what we need people to recognize is that they were not some of the best offensive linemen. And then look at how many times he got sacked in his career. Now, I'm not saying Andrew Luck could have done some stuff to prevent. He could have. Now, let's just take a tragic mismanagement of what could potentially be one of the best QBs ever. It's kind of sad, guys. Honestly, it's just like one of the best quarterbacks. It's just like they could have done better. I could have 100% done better. Andrew Luck could have had a way better career if he went somewhere different than Indianapolis. Now, I'm saying this while I'm in my home making a random YouTube video for you guys. It's not like I'm going to make the NFL. Now, I want to make it in the NFL, but will I make it? Probably not, okay? I'm probably never going to make it. So I'm just saying, like, I'm never going to make it to the NFL. So, of course, I'm saying that while I'm just in here, just sitting around, just being lazy. And then he's out there working his butt off on the roster in the NFL, just doing a bunch of stuff that is crazy. Like, and then he was praying for a bunch of injuries. He, at one point in his career, he was known as an Iron Man. And while he was, it's like they just kept on hiding how big the injuries were. Now, were the injuries certainly big? Certainly. They were really big injuries. I want you guys to know he wasn't just hiding off the pain. He was obviously in pain. You guys are going to say, oh, he wasn't a bit. Well, he was obviously in pain. Andrew Luck could have had, if Andrew Luck, let's say he can join the Commanders. Let's say he joined the Commanders and RG3 joined the Colts. Would they have different careers? Probably, because Andrew Luck didn't run a lot. Okay? Andrew Luck didn't run a lot. He ran a lot. But what would be the same is definitely injuries. Injuries are no fun. Now, honestly, Andrew Luck had a bunch of injuries that weren't his fault, and RG3, I forgot his name though. It was basically whatever. I'm going to run the ball. I don't care about my safety whatsoever. Now, he probably did, but when I'm just saying that for a sec, Andrew cared about his safety more. Like, he didn't run as much. Now, okay, that's fine. But, yeah. I think we can all agree, tragic mismanagement of somebody that could become one of the best QBs in the NFL, maybe ever. Just Andrew Luck, if he went to another organization that was more focused on, stuff like that, if they had better stuff, I think if they had better management, I think he probably could have reacted better, and he would have a way better career. Now, he had a Hall of Fame career for how young he played, but I think